Good afternoon, and I apologise we're a day late this week, but generally we're doing an update every Tuesday. So this week, in the midst of some concerns I know in the community about COVID-19 again and the second wave, particularly what's happening in Victoria and New South Wales. We've had a couple of scares in Queensland with people crossing the border and possibly having COVID-19, but fortunately there are no new cases today. So Queensland once again is in a very strong position in terms of safety of all Queenslanders. Now, we have had some high-profile incidences where people playing football or in other high-profile media positions have broken the rules that we've had in terms of the guidelines for health and safety, which is really disappointing, particularly when obviously the vast majority, or you'd have to say nearly all of Queensland, is doing the right thing in the social distancing, in making sure that we're practicing our hygiene and washing our hands, staying home if we're sick. All of those sorts of things is what is putting us in a really good position. We also, of course, have to thank our government in terms of, I know it's not popular and there's been a lot of criticism around the borders and closing of borders, but that's kept us in a very safe and, you'd have to say, a good launching pad in terms of the economic recovery that will soon follow, we hope. But in terms of the school, the impact has been that we had our cross country the other day and we didn't have any parents, which was, I'd have to say, very strange not to have parents around cheering on the kids. And they're the sorts of things I guess we're going to have to get used to, but they're the sorts of things which cause us some emotional hurt, if you like, and also leads to more tension and strain because people are upset about things, which means we tend to have a shorter fuse than normal. So I'd ask all of you just to be conscious of your emotions, particularly around the children, because I've noticed, and in my principal meetings we've all noticed, that children seem to be escalating their behaviours much more quickly than normal, and that's probably understandable in the current environment. But I ask you, as I've asked my teachers, to be more patient and to talk to the kids about how they're feeling, checking in with them, and all those sorts of things, so they don't feel like, one, that they don't know what's going on, because not knowing is usually a really big part of anxiety. So let them know what's going on. Tell them that yes, it's okay to feel upset and anxious and angry. It's how we deal with those emotions that's the issue. So telling a kid, stop being angry, or why can't you just smarten up? Those sorts of comments don't help. What you can say is, look, if you're angry, what are some things we can do that might help you to feel better? So what is it? What triggered your anger? What caused your anger? Or what are the things that are making you feel angry? And how can we deal with that so you're feeling hurt, that we don't want other people to be hurt as well, and then all of us, maybe get more angry or more sad. So we want things to get better, and the best way that we know to start that process of healing or de-escalating or settling, whichever word you want to use, is actually to have a conversation and try and talk about it. What sometimes happens, I guess, with you at home as well, the kids don't want to talk. So sometimes you have to give it a bit of time and say, well, okay, if you don't feel like talking now, how about we check back in about half an hour, and if you're ready to talk then? Or you might say something like, okay, well, we are going to talk about this. So, you might withdraw some privileges or games or some activity from them and say, okay, well, we need to sort this out. So I'll be here. When you're ready, come and talk to me. So a number of different things just to start a conversation or get them to talk to you about that. If you're really concerned about the kids at home and you think it's impacting on the learning, or the teacher talks to you and says, look, they're not doing as well, or their results are dropping or whatever, it's probably a good idea to make an appointment to come in and see if we can do some sort of plan together. The other thing I'd say to you is that there seems to be an escalation in bullying, teasing, those type of things at the moment, and that's probably part of the current anxiety that in general that people are feeling. I will be sending home something later this week around bullying, and I'd really appreciate if you can give us some feedback on that. So I'm talking to students today about their support for one another and what to do if they're feeling upset or bothered or bullied by other people. So keep an eye out for that, and please, if your children are coming home upset by things, keep an eye out for that note and send back some feedback so we can provide some support and assist in making them feeling better and safer and happier at school, because that's our objective. You can't learn if you don't feel happy and safe. So if we can work together, that'd be great. We'll have another update next Tuesday, and hopefully at that time I've got some more information to share to you. We should know by then if there's anything in terms of a second wave based on what's happened so far, because my understanding is that 2-week period is up this week, and so we should have an indication of where we sit in relation to New South Wales and Victoria in terms of expectations for the next few weeks. So stay safe, keep practicing the good hygiene and follow those guidelines. And if you are sick or the kids are sick, can you please make sure that they stay at home? Got any questions? Give us a call. So I hope you have a great week.